Hello and welcome to Cornish Walking Trails. Today we're ending our walk here at Lizard Cove.
CSI Mevagissy.
So why are we on Lizard Cove? Well, just offshore is a cluster of rocks called the Manacles. In today's video we're going to start in St Keverne churchyard and tell you the story of some of the wrecks that fell victim to the Manacles. In today's video, Captain deserted his ship. 106 people were drowned.
He sounds ruthless, doesn't he?
Yes! I'm here! Oh, this is a joke! It's just absolutely beautiful here.
So for our walk today we've parked here. This is the square at St Keverne. It's quite close to the church. We're going to be going up and have a look around the church in a moment. And it's free parking, which is brilliant.
St Keverne is about 8 miles from Helston. So this is St Keverne Church and we've come to explore the churchyard. There are two interesting things about the churchyard. Firstly, the fabulous views out to sea. Stunning. You can see all of Falmouth Bay and you can see up the coast towards Dobman Point. And the church behind me, the spire, has long been used as a navigational aid when you're at sea, because it can be seen for so many miles. Secondly, there are several memorials to shipwrecks from the 19th century in this churchyard, so we'll go and try and find those. The ships floundered on a cluster of rocks nearby called the Manacles, and in the first part of the video we will be telling you the story of the Primrose, the John and the Mohegan. In the second part of this video we're going to walk to the coast to find the Manacles. In the roll call of wrecks from this dreaded reef, 3 stand out. HMS Primrose, an 18-gun brig of war carrying 126 officers and men, struck the rocks on the 14th of January 1809. The entire complement was drowned, save for the company drummer boy, John Megan, who was lashed to his drum by a dragoon as the ship went down. So that grave has been put up to commemorate the men that lost their lives, but I think, Andrew, you know where there's actually a cannon from that ship?
From the Primrose?
Yeah.
I do, yeah, follow me.
Okay. Oh, so we're back near the gate.
It's down near the entrance to the
I can
churchyard
see it.
here, by the lich gate. Just to the side here. The cannon.
Oh, wow. It's been so painted.
That's, isn't it?
You can barely make out that it's metal, can you?
There's a plaque to it on the wall below there.
So that's one of the guns from the ship.
It is.
The Mohegan, a 7,000-ton passenger liner, wrecked on a dark evening in October 1898 on her way from London to America, when the captain thought in error that the ship was 10 miles south of Falmouth. Instead, she was off Porthastock, heading for destruction at 13 knots. 2 minutes after the ship struck, all lights went out. The ship's dynamos were swamped with water, gushing in through the long gash as if made by a giant tin opener. 106 people were drowned. They're actually here?
Yeah.
Is that right? Because there's that window. Gosh. How sad.
Inside St Keverne Church you will find a stained glass window. It's behind the altar and it's dedicated to those that lost their lives on the SS Mohegan.
The SS Paris, she went down near the Manacles. She didn't quite hit the Manacles, and she's actually given the little village of Quarry. The pub there has taken the Paris as its name. It's actually called the Paris Hotel, isn't it?
Yeah, the Paris was a liner, and early 1900s. It was 1899, I think that one went aground, and that missed the Manacles. It actually came closer to the shore and actually got wedged on the shoreline.
Yeah.
And everybody from that was actually rescued, so they got taken off. But that was an incredible liner. It actually broke the blue ribbons for the fastest crossing to New York across the Atlantic.
So was it refloated?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was just a success.
Yeah, they managed to. They had to blast some of the rocks to loosen it.
Oh, okay.
And then they towed it into Falmouth.
So this headstone is about the final of those 3 notable wrecks. It's actually a ship called the John. and it was carrying emigrants from Devon, poor people that had paid their passage and were hoping to get to Canada to make new lives for themselves. Through a navigational error, they hit the Manacles yet again, and a lot of them were drowned because the captain deserted his ship. As a result of sloppy seamanship, the John struck at 10 p.m, her momentum carrying over the outer rocks to her doom in the inner clutches. The captain and full crew immediately took the only usable lifeboat and landed at Lowland Point. By 2 a.m, heavy seas were breaking over the decks. The crew beat back passengers attempting to climb the rigging. The Porthaostock lifeboat and longboat from Coverack Coast Guards made it to the ship where the crew elbowed passengers aside to get in first. 193 men, women and children died during the night. An eyewitness account at Porthaostock the following morning describes how the shore was a sight never to be forgotten, with the little bodies of 100 children lying side by side, awaiting identification. The despicable captain, Edward Rowell, served a short prison sentence for his incompetence as a ship's master. So that account is quite sad. It's quite harrowing to think of all these poor little children lying on the beach, and maybe their parents are just not alive either. So what a sad, sad thought, isn't it?
It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
You always hear them, the captain of the ship is supposed to be an honourable man.
Yeah.
He's supposed to stay on the ship. He's supposed to be the last one off. It's women and children first and all that. He did the complete opposite, didn't he?
Yes.
He sounds ruthless, doesn't he? And
he does.
So he got done for manslaughter, is that right? And put into prison?
Well, I think it was actually not being a very good seaman, not being a very good sea master.
No, he was hopeless, wasn't he?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
So again, it was another storm that took that ship onto the Manacles, coupled with his poor seamanship. I am really fascinated by these rocks. I can't wait to see them.
I agree with you. And a ship's graveyard, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. So whilst this is quite a sad topic, talking about shipwrecks and kind of the people that died and everything, it is also really fascinating to be able to trace your way down to the Manacles and have a look at them for yourself. So what I will do is to write this up for you guys on Patreon on the Cornish Walker level, and it'll give you it'll be a there and back, so it'll give you the instructions there and you can retrace your steps back again.
I feel we need to lighten the mood here slightly, Sarah.
Okay, go on then, give it a try.
Okay, so first of all,
yeah,
have you noticed recently when we've been out and about, some of the signs we've seen, people have taken letters off the signs and they've turned it into funnier things than the sign actually said in the first place?
Yes.
So we were out yesterday. I'll put this sign on the screen now.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. That is funny.
I like that. No, I've just noticed another one. I don't think you saw it there.
No.
I've just filmed it. The footpath sign.
Yeah.
It now says, foo foof.
Oh, right.
A foof. What's a foof?
Oh, because what? Letters are missing.
Yeah, they've taken the middle letters. They might have fallen off.
I'm sure when I edit this and I see it, I'll chuckle to myself. I'll do that now. Ha 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 ha.
I find that funny.
We only recently discovered this path, and it is gorgeous. You've got this beautiful arch of trees, haven't you? And it is just exquisite. It's like a fairy glade, isn't it?
It feels quite hidden, doesn't it?
Yeah. Don't know how it's come about or what, but it's here and it's lovely. The only thing you need to know if you're going to do this walk is it's all the way down to the coast, and then you've got to go all the way back up.
There's a section here in a minute, we haven't quite got there yet, but there's a handrail.
Yeah.
And the way that the land
It's eroded, isn't it? Yeah.
The handrail starts at about the normal height.
Yeah.
By the time you get to the end of it, your handrail's up here somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the views, when you get down and you can see the coast, the views just get better
Yeah.
and better and better, isn't it?
The other thing I like about this walk is that you hardly see anybody. It's August here. I don't know quite when this will be going out on the channel, but it's currently the middle of August.
It's the busiest time of the year in Cornwall, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and this will be, hopefully, if it was like it was a couple of weeks ago, so quiet.
And we haven't passed a single person yet on this
No,
walk down
we
here,
haven't, have we?
And what's nice is you can use this, when you get to the coast path, you can go off to the right and it takes you down to Coverack.
Yes, have a meal in the Paris.
Yeah, our aim today is to turn left when we get onto the coast path.
Yeah.
And we're heading for a beach called Gadreevy Beach.
Cove, isn't it? Yeah.
Gadreevy Cove, but it's not the Gadreevy you've probably heard of in Cornwall.
No. So we're down at the coast. The sea gently breaking on these beautiful boulders. It doesn't really give that characteristic today of a fierce, dramatic storm. Oh, look at that.
Our walk's going to go that way.
Okay.
But I just want to, out of curiosity, just go that way.
Ah, you read my mind!
Just walk for 10 minutes that way. Purely because I just want to take some photographs, really.
And look back, see if we can get a view.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm up for that. Yeah. I love stumbling across places like this. Oh, there's another seal out there.
Yes.
It just feels like you're the only person in Cornwall, surrounded by gulls and nature, sound of the sea. What could be better? This is beautiful. We've got quite a lot of stress in our lives at the moment, and just to get away and escape everything and be here with nobody else, oh, it is just reviving my soul. I do love nature and I love the sea. I don't think I could live inland too far away from the glorious smell, the freshness and the sound and the different characters of the sea. I just adore it. Right, so there's quite a few clusters of rock. So which one are the Manacles?
Well, I can just about see them. We'll film it at a sec, but they are offshore.
Yeah.
So it's a cluster of rocks. Most of them are obviously covered.
At high tide?
At high tide.
Yeah. We're here at high
I just
tide.
checked, we're here at high tide, so we're not going to see a great deal, which is unfortunate. But at low tide, obviously, you'll see more.
Yeah.
But I think what used to catch a lot of these ships out was that most of them were submerged, but they were at a level that obviously it would hit the hull.
Right.
And that's what caught so many of them.
Like a tin opener, they say, don't they? A can opener.
I think the rocks are about a mile wide, in both, you know,
under the water.
Under the water. There is a marker buoy out there as well, which actually indicates exactly where they are for shipping. So obviously the shipping stays further offshore.
So I read also that there is a channel that if you know your stuff, you can actually go between land and the Manacles.
Yes. But
most people prefer to go wide out.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you do try this and you hit them...
you've been warned.
Yeah, it's not our fault.
So where that big ship is with the tiny little yacht in front of it, off to the right, is there's a breaker on one there.
You can see it, can you?
You can just see the tip of the Manacles.
So when I looked on the OS map, Sarah, the Manacle Rocks is a collection of rocks. I think there's 4 different ones there. They've all got different names. Perhaps we can put the OS map on to show people.
Yeah.
But they're commonly referred to, that cluster of rocks is the Manacles, and that's why they're spread over quite a distance.
Do you know how they got their name? Manacles is so unusual.
I do. So apparently it does mean the Cornish for it would be Main, which is M-A-E-N.
Yeah.
And that means rock.
Okay.
And they think it's Eglos, which in Cornish means church. So they think it's church rock.
Right.
Church rocks.
Is that to do with St Keverne?
Where we've just been, St Keverne with the spire, which would make sense. But I think that it's been sort of adapted over the years and more English-sized.
Anglicised, they call it.
Yeah, Anglicised. And now it's called the Manacles. And Manacles actually means like a shackle, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it's almost, it does sound quite menacing, doesn't it? Gosh, oh, that's interesting. So, Maneglos, Manacles. I can see how that happened. Yeah. I've just reached for this book again, and at the front is a useful map. So it shows us where Porthallow, Porthowstock and Lowland Point is. We're actually sat on Lowland Point now. So numbers 2, 3, 4 and 5 are the ones that went down around here. Number 2 is the Andola, which we haven't mentioned. Mohegan is number 3. The Glenbervie is quite interesting. Let me tell you a bit more about that one. Okay, so it says here, the wreck of the Glenbervie in December 1901 was long remembered in Cover-up, Porthowstock and Porthallow, since she carried 600 cases of whisky, 400 cases of brandy and numerous barrels of rum. it was possible to reach the wreck dry shod at low tide. She was outward bound to West Africa when she found herself among the Manacles rocks. The entire crew was saved by the new lifeboat at Cornish, placed there after the Mohegan and Paris disasters. Several hundred tons of general cargo was saved, but much valuable furniture in the lower holds was abandoned, along with huge quantities of galvanised iron sheeting, with which fishing sheds and winch houses were subsequently built at Porthastock Beach. So either it got washed up or they went and got it, didn't they? So yes, it doesn't say anybody lost their lives on that one because of the new lifeboat. So they did learn and things got better. Out there, 4 went down in quick succession.
Want to come and see if we got a view of Cornish from here?
Yes! Have we?
I think we have.
Oh! Oh yeah! I don't think I've ever been so envious with a herd of cows.
So we've got a lovely view of Cornish. Obviously the tide's right in. It's shining away the rooftops in the distance there. Rolos. Oh.
You're better than that, you can have my last 2.
Oh, but darling, I love you enough to give you my last Rolo.
No, it's for you.
Oh, I'll give it to the viewers. No, I won't, I'll have it. Oh, it's nice. You'd like that.
I'd lost him. Thank goodness for that orange cap. Hello! He just disappears, goes off filming, getting shots, and then reappears like a meerkat. Okay, how are you getting up there then, Andrew?
So this is the beach that that notorious captain from the shipwreck the John.
Oh yes.
This is where he would have landed.
And this is where you'd have pushed everybody else away?
Yeah.
Oh, the horrible man! Oh, there's a seal out there, look. Taking your Oh, it's gone! I was going to say, he's stealing the shots, isn't he?
2 of them.
Yes.
There, one over there.
I wonder if they're mates. They're just floating around, aren't they? Oh, nature at its best. So what's the plan now?
So I think we head back to where we got to earlier on, where the finger post was. Yeah. We're going to go carry on walking down the coast now. We're going to go to the former Dean Quarry, where you can just about make the jetty out.
Yes.
It's offshore there.
Yeah.
So the quarry isn't used at the moment, it's been abandoned. As far as I know, you can still walk the southwest coast path past it.
Well, let's find out.
And get to Godrevy Cove, which is where we want to get to.
But that's where you can't get back to Rosenithan, isn't it?
As far as I know, but we're going to have a look.
Okay.
Isn't that?
Oh! W. I'm trying to think of a family or a village that would be it's usually a boundary marker, isn't it?
Yeah. It's been there a while, I reckon.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it?
Don't know.
What's on the other side? No. If you know, pop it in the comments.
W for Y.
Yeah. So of course a minute ago I said about having stress in our life. We do have lives outside the channel. We don't walk the southwest coast path every day, unfortunately. And my mum has been incredibly poorly for the last 6 or 7 weeks. So I'm not quite sure when this one will get out. Depends when I can get around to editing it, really, whilst trying to support my dad in her care. And hopefully we can see the light at the end of the tunnel at the moment, but we are taking it day by day at the moment.
So this is really industrial, isn't it? So
yeah.
The quarry is off to that side. There's a jetty here behind us. It's obviously all abandoned now. But this quarry here, I mean, it was active, I think, from the late 1800s all the way through to maybe about 10 or 15 years ago. Obviously all deserted now. But this jetty here behind us, they used to have huge ships coming in, loading up for the stone that they were taking away. Apparently had a 3-hour window to get the ship in, load it up and get it gone again.
Oh wow.
Because of the tides.
That's not long.
No. There's some photos online of what that used to look like, and what this, obviously all the structures that were on the jetty there would have looked like as well. So if I can find them, we'll put them in as well.
Yeah. Wow. I was just looking at the photos that we took when we were down here last. It was low tide. Oh, I'll probably put them on screen rather than do that, but you can kind of see the rocks and everything that you can't see today. What a difference the tide makes. There must be quite a large depth in tide difference.
What time's low tide?
I can't look it up because we've got no signal. We've got no phone signal. I've got no internet signal. I can't send a text. I can't contact anybody. And to me, at the moment, that is bliss. Let's go down to the beach.
So this is all secured up these days. You can't get into the quarry area. Certainly not from this part of the southwest coast path. Not sure about a bit further up, but it's quite industrial. What surprises me is just how quickly nature seems to recover from things. I mean, as I said, this place was probably active maybe 10 or 15 years ago. I'll have to look it up exactly. I'll pop it on the bottom of the screen if I can find out. But you'd think that's been inactive for 50 or 60 years, wouldn't you? Look at the colours of rust on that jetty. So I do know that the main stone that they were getting from this quarry was something called gabbro, Gabbro.
Okay.
Not heard of that before.
No, I don't know what it is.
Apparently it was used in for laying on roads, road making and stuff like that. But the path coming down here, it's this type of sort of stony,
gravelly
material.
Stuff.
Yeah, so whether it was that they were quarrying here, I don't know.
It's all the way up. It would make sense. You'd use your own material because it would be relatively cheap to do it instead of importing other stuff, wouldn't you?
So now what I need to go and do when I get home now?
What's that?
Look up what gabbro is.
Yeah. There's a couple of huge tyres abandoned on the beach, and they would have been slung down the side of the jetty to prevent the ships being damaged by any rogue waves that push them against the jetty. It's just absolutely beautiful here. Wow. Do I feel relaxed? Gorgeous noise. Such a tall building, faceless, harsh. You can actually see how it was built. So it looks like they've put 3 planks together and just filled that section, shuttering. Let's have a look under here. What is under there? Just a load of rubbish and... oh, is it a rail? Oh, okay. So, does that give us a clue? Okay, so it looks like some chutes that are coming down and there's a rail underneath them. So I wonder if the rail went all the way under my feet and straight out to the quay. Let's see if I'm in line with the quay. Is the jetty just there? Yeah. Yes, yeah. In there, in that blockhouse building that's really ugly, there's some chutes and what remains of a rail.
Oh yes.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I do.
They are chutes, aren't
they? You can see them coming down from both sides, can't you?
Yeah. Do you think it's some sort of crusher then?
I don't know, I'd love to know.
Yeah. Dripping away, slowly decaying.
So I do know, Sarah, that in the late 1800s, the original sort of quarrymen that would have been here, they founded the St Keverne band.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I think there was another quarry a bit further down the coast, and basically combined, and they formed the band.
So what do they sing?
Rock music.
Oh, this is a joke! Ah!
It is true, the first part's true anyway. I probably didn't sing rock music there.
I think I can see a way down onto the jetty. Got lots of this shale to my feet. He's going to kill me. But let's have a look, see if it's passable. Oh, this is exciting. Ah, don't you just love it? Abandoned stuff, and you can go and explore. It feels a bit naughty. Yeah, you can get down. Whoa! Okay. So I'm not quite sure at the moment how to get out to the jetty. Oh, I think there might be a path along here. I can do that. Yeah, let's go. Oh yeah. Hello up there! Are you coming down? You can get on the jetty. Oh, they're not happy. The residents are not happy with us. I'm so sorry for intruding, but I'm coming out anyway. This wasn't part of the plan. We were going to go down to Lizard Cove, but it's here. It's just got to be done, hasn't it? Oh gosh, picking my way through here. Ooh. And I'm nearly there. Yes, I'm here, I'm here. Oh, I'm on the jetty. Ah, this is amazing.
You could actually get down.
No, we're on the jetty.
Some more seagulls out there.
Yes, I'm waiting for you to walk down there because I'm going to catch them as they fly off. Be quite a sight, I think. There they go. Whee! They'll be back as soon as we leave. It's obviously where they live. Lots of poo. So that's that building where we were looking underneath it. It had like the rail and the chutes. So it must have had a system of rails that brought them all the way to these stanchions where there was kind of a pylon and a chute that loaded the boat. That's what we think anyway. We're going to have to study those old photos. It'll mean so much more to us now that we've been out here. Oh, this is astonishing, and what an evening to do it as well.
I'd just like to say we still haven't seen anybody. We haven't seen a soul since we left St Keverne, have we?
No, oh no.
So if you want to come somewhere in the middle of August and escape the crowds.
Yeah, look at it. And it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's beautiful in a rugged industrial way.
Yeah.
I'm sure the sunshine helps.
You've got to remember that people come to see old mine stacks because of their intrinsic beauty, don't they? But this is just as much an industrial historical site as they are, if it's been around since the late 1900s. So yeah, it's not pretty and it's not covered in granite, but it's great fun trying to figure out how it all worked and imagining the boats coming in, being loaded, the noise, the men and everything that would have gone on. I reckon that must have been somewhere to crush these stones. There would have been all that noise as well. The blasting from the quarry, that must have been quite fantastic, mustn't it?
It's part of our heritage, isn't it?
It is. And there is a bit of granite wall there.
There is, isn't there?
We'll claim that as our heritage, huh? So I guess what we're saying is it's not going to be on the front cover of any of the magazines, but nobody's here. If you want a slice of Cornwall and be on your own, this is the place. Hello. Oh, what?
You're going to do the hello and welcome?
Yeah.
Sorry. I was just going to say, just to spoil this illusion, but we haven't seen anybody all day.
Yeah?
There's some people behind you.
Yeah, but you can't see much of them because they're diving.
Oh, that's okay. They don't count then, do they? No. So we've done this walk to try and find the Manacles, haven't we?
Yes.
And we've sort of found them.
They're out there.
They're right there, but you know, I think we can see them with a naked eye. I don't think they're going to come out on camera.
No, I don't either.
But we've timed it wrong, haven't we? Because we've come at high tide.
But it has to be timed it wrong because we've had the place virtually to ourselves. It's the middle of August. Cornwall is heaving with people. We have 2 million visitors in 6 weeks, which is a lot of people. They're not here. So I think we timed it quite well, actually. Just right. So our walk today started in St Keverne churchyard and we went off in search of those malicious, menacing manacles. We found them. They're out there.
We did. And it's mid-August. It's busy down here in Cornwall at the moment, and we've actually managed to find somewhere that's quite secluded, quite private.
Yeah.
And we had a wonderful walk today.
Yes. So we will put the details of this walk, if you want to do it, up on Patreon. They might not be there straight away, but we will get there as soon as we can. But for now, we're going to say goodbye. So bye.
Bye.